Hello, everybody. Back here again for a vlog a day. And today is Saturday, the 10th. Also, what would have been known as race day. Got up this morning like 3 something, stupid early, didn't sleep well. Just did not know what's going on with the race is superbly annoying. Got up though, pretty good mood. Went ahead, got in the shower, got loosened up, got nice and ready to go, and got dressed, headed over that way. Drove, it's about an hour and 15 minutes to the race start. Got there, plenty of time to spare. I was able to catch a restroom, which was awesome for the race. You always love to be able to do that. Worked out well, headed over to the start, and they were telling us that they kind of are still hoping to put us on trail, but we didn't know when and where, and there was so much conflicting information. Some people were being told that the moment it was going to be acknowledged that they're a trail, they're going to throw you into trail whenever they could, anywhere on your loop. Other people were being told otherwise, so I asked the question, and she's like, no, you have to enter the trail here, which makes sense because you can't track mileage from mid-trail somewhere. And at that point, the time frame it was going to be, it looked like the earliest I'd get thrown on trail would be the start of my third loop, which would be going into dark. And I've not seen the trail in a year, and now I gotta go out in the dark and run the trail. It's probably too muddy still. It's on that weird ledge of problems and stuff, and I'm taking different turns and courses I haven't seen in a year, and it was just, I don't know, it was not a good warm fuzzy feeling of a start of a race that I was hoping for. So went ahead, everybody was just on edge. Seemed like everybody was just, I don't know, it seemed like it was just, there was so much tension in the air everywhere that I wasn't getting that warm fuzzy feeling. Bruce and I laid way back for the start just because we're going to take off on roads. Who the hell cares? So my original plan was take off and walk the first mile, just to let everybody clear out of the single track trails and that. And of course that didn't happen, so we all took off too fast, really. We all took off, running, but it wasn't real fast, but not what we were thinking. Every single person I talked to on the trails were disappointed and upset, and everybody was talking about dropping. It was just a bunch of back and forth, and everybody was seemed confused to what was happening, and we still didn't even know if we were ever going to get on trail or not. I finally ended up selling into a decent pace. I passed a bunch of people on the road, and a lot of them were just like taking the whole road up, and it wasn't like, nobody was really like courteous like it has been the other years I've been there. Everybody seemed to just be on edge, like I said. Nobody was really, great camaraderie. I finally stumbled across a couple people I was talking to, and we were getting along, real well, and just kind of chatting and stuff, and they'd recognize me from other races, recognize the dog, didn't recognize me. From there, ended up meeting up with, I think it's Michelle, I think is her name, and we ended up running together virtually the rest of the time until I dropped the race. And we had great conversations. Like she'd speed up, and I'd speed up, or I'd be ahead, and she'd speed up and slow down, back and forth, and we just chatted the whole damn time. I ended up running a little over 14 miles, so I knocked out over a half marathon. Just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't enjoying the roads. The one part of the course that we were supposed to run on, which is grass, was gross. They turned us down a weird chunk of trail, I guess to add some extra mileage. I have no idea. Instead of running us down by the lake. So now here we are running, 20, 2.5 mile loops on road, and then 3 mile loop on dirt and technical grass mostly, then like a probably, I don't know, quarter mile, half mile chunk, probably half mile chunk that's out and back on some really technical crap. That's a river, like a little stream crossing, so your shoes are soaking wet, and it's technical. It's a crazy downhill spot, which would have been fun if I'd known it was coming, but everybody's wearing like road shoes, and it was ridiculous. So then one part was like a power line area. We ran it, and it was just, they brush cut the chunk, like I don't know when, and there's like, looked like corn stalks almost. They were like laying like cattywampus with it and stuff, and I rolled my ankle like 4 times there, and it was just not bad enough that I tore anything, but just bad enough that it made it sore, and it just was not fun. I told Michelle, I said, this is the first time I thought I'd ever say I wish I was back on a road, because that chunk of the power line area was just absolute shit. So we got back on the road, finally our shoes are soaking wet from running in wet grass and running the creek crossing and stuff, and that's annoying as hell. And I ran back down to the Land's End, I think it's Land's End aid station, the station that Karen was at, and I just said, screw it, I'm out. I stopped my watch right there and went ahead and grabbed myself a slice of watermelon, which, oh, by the way, the first aid station was supposed to be 4.5 miles into the trail, and the first aid station, I think, was like 8+ miles, and then the next aid station was like 10. It was ridiculous. The first aid station, the only thing I want on my first loop of any ultra is watermelon. I eat tons and tons of watermelon. I eat like 5 pieces each stop, and that's how I get a bunch of my fluids and the fiber, and it's just what I eat. And I love the natural sugars. Get the first aid station, I'm like, do you have any watermelon? She's like, oh, I got some over there, but it's not cut up yet. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how could could you not, like, we're doing watermelon today. Like, everybody, you've been bragging about all this great fruit and all this great aid stations, and there was no real sandwich. There was no peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, no nothing there. There was like a tortilla shell wrapped in or spread with Nutella, and I can't stand Nutella. It's disgusting as hell. So I grabbed 2 tiny pieces of potato that were boiled potato, and I guess took off running. Luckily, only a couple miles later was the next aid station, which then eventually had watermelon, but it was just, everything was off. Like, everybody was grumpy, and it was just weird. Michelle and I, we got there by ourselves and just talked and had an amazing time. If it wasn't for her, I would have dropped probably at mile 2. I literally would have dropped at mile 2. But we had an amazing conversation, and there's part of me that probably could have went ahead and continued running. She was running, I think, the 50, and had we stayed together, it would have probably been all right. I could have done it, but it was just that, I don't know. I didn't feel like punishing myself that much on roads. And it's a disgusting view. There was only like 2 little spots we could even see the lake at all, and it's just running around parking lots and looking at redneck campers and stuff. I just really didn't need to run that far for 30 plus hours. I can run roads anywhere. So said to hell with it, dropped, and I had one person goes, "Are you sure you want to drop this?" And I'm like, "Yeah." You would have thought like they would have been more encouraging of like, "Hey, come on, man, it's not that bad. You can do it." And blah blah. And I said, "Fuck it." Just I was happy to be done. Went over and grabbed a shower. Hung around actually for quite a while, talking to everybody and just chatting and stuff. Watching many runners run by the wrong directions, because even at the aid station they didn't have it marked well. I saw 6 different people off course that had taken wrong turns or missed turns and stuff. There was a couple of them that we thought we missed, that we luckily caught last minute, had to run back to and stuff. We missed a little bit. There was 2 different spots. There were people volunteering out there at the intersections telling us where to turn, and they were setting their trucks, like they're setting their cars, like not even in there with like windows up, not even talking to us. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, this makes no sense at all. If you're gonna put us on roads, better signage would be definitely needed. And the trails, air flags and stuff are fine, because like you're constantly looking for them, you're looking down. Here on the roads and stuff, it's not. Grab some chalk, grab some paint arrows on the, draw chalk arrows on the road, something. But in literally less than 14 miles, actually about probably 13 miles, I saw 6 people off course on different spots and stuff. And it was just absolute ridiculousness. And everybody was just, I don't know, wasn't feeling it. So got my shower, headed back home, actually headed back to Kansas City area, dropped the dog off, went out and got ourselves a bite to eat. Actually, that's the way we stopped at a couple, like a farmer's market and a car show. Had a great time. Beautiful little farmer's market. Had some gorgeous flowers. Bought some for my cousin. Headed on home. Dropped the dog off. Went out and got ourselves some wonderful food. Came back, got the dog. Took the dog to dog parks. Had a great day. Had obviously made a beautiful day out of it. Karen and I ran around, went and did some Pokemon going. Got 3 Pikachus in one park, which is insane. Chilled out there, had just a wonderful day, and made the best of it we could. But the whole race was just an absolute just disaster, and nobody was willing to tell us what was going on. They knew yesterday morning at like 5 a.m. they were going to be on road course. They're out marking the new course, but didn't tell us until 6:30 at night, so I couldn't buy different shoes and that kind of stuff. Then I also found today there was a store owner that had said there in Lawrence that said they'd leave their store open until midnight if they had to, for people to find their buy new shoes or any other supplies for road stuff. And it wasn't related to the people there, because the thought they had was it looked like they were trying to force us to spend money at somebody else's running shoe store. And I'm like, I would have happily spent money. I spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars, getting up here to this race. I flew my girl in from Florida to drive me home after running 100 miles because I don't need it now. Like, she could have stayed home. Like, it was amazing. I had a great time with her here. I'm glad she's here. We'll have a fun way home. But this is not what I was after. So the day turned out to be a fine day, just nothing at all what it would have been, because it's actually like I would still be running right now, and it's just there's no way I want to do roads that long. So that's all I got for now. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.